everyone.
Hey there guys, Unofficial MCU here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we're going to be talking about Ant-Man 3 QUANTUMANIA and its unexpected genre that has been confirmed by one of the movie's overall producers. In this video we're taking a read from the direct's article. I'll have the article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. As I read, Ant-Man and the Wasp QUANTUMANIA producer Stephen Brassard revealed some surprising information about the genre of this next MCU movie. Ant-Man 3 is set to be the biggest movie in the Ant-Man trilogy to date, thanks to its exploration in the quantum realm, finally, which will also feature a full movie debut for Jonathan Majors' Kang the Conqueror, first introduced in the MCU in the Loki Disney Plus show. And as the movie inches closer and closer to us with its February 17th release, Marvel is set to categorize it into a genre as it has with the rest of its movies from both the Infinity Saga and the newly multiversal saga still going and expanding. Both Disney and Marvel have brought a variety of genres into the MCU over the last few years, including science fiction, comedy, superhero, action-adventure for She-Hulk Attorney at Law, and supernatural action-adventure for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, with this first release of Phase 5, Marvel took a bit of a surprise route when classifying its latest blockbuster movie. Coming from the official press release for Ant-Man and the Wasp QUANTUMANIA, Marvel Studios VP of Production and Development Stephen Brassard shared the subgenres for the latest MCU theatrical release. Brassard classifies Ant-Man 3 as an epic sci-fi war movie, although Disney has already called it a sci-fi adventure in its earlier press releases. However, taking a look at this and thinking about it, an epic sci-fi war movie is something entirely new and interesting to the MCU. While the MCU has had a war movie of its own, of course being the Captain America the First Adventure, and a few entries with the war in the title like Captain America Civil War, the fact that a third Ant-Man movie will take the form of a science kind of fiction sci-fi war movie comes as quite as a surprise to many fans who were expecting the franchise to continue with its light and kind of comedy-like tone. However, when you take a look at this and take a step back and see that it's being classified as a war movie in a sense, it is really the beginning of a multiversal war. Kang is like the main bad guy here, or at least one of the main bad guys. It just depends on the variant that you're talking about. However, going forward here with Ant-Man 3 QUANTUMANIA and thinking about it as a sci-fi war movie really reminds me kind of in a sense of kind of like Star Wars. For you Star Wars fans out there, is kind of something similar to it when it comes to genres. The Ant-Man sequel seemingly depicting an all-out war could be an indication of the might that Kang will bring along with him in the movie and going forward into his future appearances. Director Peyton Reed also discussed the family values in this movie as well, confirming that Cassie Lang is now 18 years old and that her relationship with her father remains a crucial part of the Ant-Man movies. Scott Lang's biggest motivation is to continue being a good father, although this movie forces him to learn what she is really going to be like more of an adult here, especially after the whole time jump that we saw in Avengers Endgame, saying that Scott's daughter, Cassie Lang, is now 18, and Scott and Cassie's relationship has always been a crucial part of the Ant-Man movies. His biggest motivation in life is to be a good father to his daughter, but events have kept him from spending time with her. In this movie, Scott struggles a bit because he still relates to Cassie as a kid, but she's a young adult now, and she's an idealist. She has her own ideas and now how to conduct her overall life, which makes for some really great dramatic and comedic tension, ending the quote right there. Head writer Jeff Loveness discussed how epic this movie will be as well, putting the most unexpected hero against an Avengers-level threat as Kang takes center stage, saying that in full quote, "When I first met with Peyton Reed and Marvel, we got so excited about making this epic, massive adventure movie with the superhero you might least expect to really be in it, in this position. From the beginning, the idea was to put them up against an Avengers-level threat, the next major villain of the MCU, Kang the Conqueror, but it's just Scott, just Ant-Man, Hope, and their families," ending that quote right there. So pretty much tying back over to what we saw here with the overall genre of this new upcoming Ant-Man 3 here, of course, it's kind of labeling it underneath the sci-fi war there. It's like you're taking a couple of characters, like 5 characters, Ant-Man and his family essentially, and you put them up against like a whole army here, kind of similar to what we saw with Thanos and his army. Things are going to get ugly. I think it's really bound to be. Now, from there, the article continues to go on to say that family has always been a central theme for the Ant-Man franchise, as Scott Lang works to be the best father he can be for his daughter Cassie, who has been his motivation to do good since the beginning, the first Ant-Man movie, his introduction. And now with Cassie becoming a superhero in her own right, while also maturing into adulthood, it appears that those themes are more prevalent than ever as they fight alongside each other for the first time. On the other side, it's quite a surprise to see that this sci-fi war movie is being used to classify Ant-Man 3 as the genre, with Kang the Conqueror beginning his mission to rule over the entire multiverse. His powers were teased for the first time in the movie's second trailer, and he'll prove to be as tough as a foe as any that Scott Lang and his family have ever faced. And the fact that Kang will seemingly go to war could indicate that his conflict with Ant-Man and the rest of the Avengers could be a more prolonged conflict when compared to the fight against Thanos in Infinity War and in Endgame. Those kind of just happened just like that, like a battle essentially. This would be an all-out war, something that's taking place over the next couple of years even in the multiverse and the multiverse saga going into the future with the MCU. It could also be a hint towards the multiversal war teased in Loki, an omen of what Kang will bring to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, of how you're having all of these Kangs all of a sudden being released and unleashed essentially into the multiverse after we had Nathaniel Richards killed, the one who remains of course in the Loki finale being killed, and just as he described and had mentioned and said pretty much is that if you kill me, you're going to be releasing all these other Kangs that make this multiversal war essentially. So a huge thing that Ant-Man 3 could be doing and would be doing, and I think is going to be doing, is that it's going to be setting up that multiversal war here. Now from there, that is where the article concludes, and as I had mentioned at the beginning of this video, I have this article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. There is a lot to think about and a lot to get excited about here for another, I think, with Ant-Man 3 Quantumania here. The genre, I mean, gets me even more excited for this overall movie. Seeing Kang in the second trailer as well, with his like full-on abilities and fighting and everything like that. Who's to say that this is going to be the same Kang that we do see in Avengers the Kang Dynasty as well, is kind of up in the air. We don't know. Maybe he would meet his end in this movie. It's just something that we just don't know about. But having this movie described as a sci-fi war movie and kind of going back to the multiversal war that had been described in the Loki movie gets me so much more excited here for this upcoming Quantumania adventure here. Of course, I would love to hear you guys all think about this in the comment section down below. Your thoughts and opinions on what you want to see with Quantumania and Kang going into the future and continuing on here in the MCU. Let me know what you all think in the comments down below. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one, guys. Peace out.